Well, friends, today we will move towards the concept of history. So I thought I can teach history when we meet in class. So due to this COVID-19, so it is not possible to meet so far. So let not to delay. Today I will start the first lesson of history. Students, in your history textbook, this is the first new lesson, means the first lesson, how, when and where. How, when and where. Just understand the concept. So what is the meaning of how? How means, so many events which is going to happen. It happened already in our Indian history. So we are going to study how it happened. So what is the action, the process, how was the process, how was the action. So those recorded events are known as how. Next, when. When means here the time. The time is very important to study the history. So without time it is not possible to study the history, because historical events are arranged as per the chronology. Chronology means order of events, historical events. Next, where means where exactly, to know the place, to know the place. For example, Mahatma Gandhiji's salt satyagraha, Dandi March, where it happened. It happened in Gujarat, so and so year and place. So here see Gandhiji's Dandi March, Dandi Satyagraha, Salt Satyagraha. So this is the order of event, action or process. This we are going, so this is we are going to learn, means to know. So when it happened, in which year and where exactly. So this is the meaning of your lesson, how, when and where. How, when and where. Well students, the first point in your textbook is how important are dates. How important are dates. So without date it is not possible to learn history or to know about the history. So dates are very, very important and very essential. So to know why it is important, to know the importance, to know the importance. For example, almost all the important things, aspects which starts from the dates, even our date of birth, it starts from our dates. Yes or no? For example, you will born in such year, so and so year, the date, month and year. From that day to so far, so your history is going to study. Your history is going to study. For example, a student called Ramu. A student called Ramu. So his date of birth is 1998. So today is 2020. Yes, I am not talking about your IPL. So 2020. So 1st January 1998 to so far he has done many things. He has done many things. So we are going to learn about, or we are going to know about the Ramu. So that's why the dates are very important. So when he born, when he started his school life, when he passed 5th standard, when he joined, when he passed 10th standard, what is his achievements, everything is recorded as per the dates, So that's why dates are very important. So this is an just example. So like this, to know about Indian history, so dates are very, very important. So how important are dates? So to know the importance, so it is very important. See, as your lesson is also indicates, how and when. When, dates, it indicates, dates means time, hours, minutes, dates, month, year, everything is considered as time. Okay, students, in your textbook, page number, in your textbook, in very first lesson, page number 1, second paragraph, just underline first 4 lines. There is a meaning of history. Just underline the first 4 lines. Just I will read for you. History is certainly about changes that occur over time. It is about finding out how things were in the past and how things have changed. How was the social status? Means how was the things? Means how was the government in the past? So just compare and contrast at present. So we are in 21st century. Now we have a democratic system. We have a republican system. We have Indian constitution. We have a democratic system. In olden days, in medieval age, when there was a British system, so before that monarchy system. Now we have democratic system. Just compare. To know all these things, historical events, we have to learn history, and the times and dates are very important. Just underline. And also in third paragraph, last 5 lines. When were railways built and how did people travel long distance before the age of railways? And reading the newspapers in the morning, you have been curious to know how people got to hear about things before newspapers began to printed. So these are the important things. To know all these things, we should have some records and dates. So without dates, it is not possible to learn the history. Just hold on, students. We will move further. Okay, students, I was talking about the dates. So here I will use this term chronology. So what is the meaning of chronology? So chronology means it is an order of historical events. It is an order of historical events arranged according to the sequences. For example, when you are 6th standard, the name of the textbook is Our Past One. So it is about ancient India. So when you are in 7th standard, the name of the textbook itself is Our Past Two. We have discussed about medieval India, the Middle Ages. How was India in Middle Ages? And now Our Past Three. Once again, Our Past Three is divided. The 8th standard textbook is divided into 2 volumes. Our Past 3 volume 1 or part 1 or Our Past 3 part 2. So like this, all the historical events are arranged in chapters about Indian history, arranged into chapters. So these chapters are divided into textbooks. So like this, the dates are on the basis of the date and the time, the historical events are recorded as per the sequences. Okay, students, for example, so in 8th standard part 1, almost we are going to study about the British government. So India during the British rule. So here I have written the viceroy of the British government. Viceroys of British government. So from 1857. So before, after, why it is 1857? So in 1857, as you know that the Sipahi Mutiny, the first battle of Indian independence all over India. So before that, it was there was no British government. So it was considered as the company government, East India Company rule. After 1857, British government, they introduced British government. So before that, it was company rule, British East India Company rule. So Lord Warren Hastings was the first Governor General or Viceroy, we used to call Governor General for India, Lord Warren Hastings. After him, Lord Wellesley Lord William Bentinck, Lord Dalhousie, Canning, Lawrence, Lytton, Ripon. So like that it is going to continue up to Lord Mountbatten. So he was the last Governor General for British government in India. He was the last Governor General in British India, in India. So after him, so India declared as independent country. So up to 1947, so there was a many Governor Generals, those who worked for British government in India. So so there was a different zones. So north zone, northwest zone, northeast zone, south zone. For each and every zone there was a Governor Generals and Viceroys to look after the British administration in India. So like this we have arranged as per the sequence, So this is called chronology. This is called the chronology. Just hold on, students. Well, students, the next is how do we periodize? How do we periodize? In page number 3 in your textbook. So there is an paragraph. How do we periodize? So James Mill, he was a Scottish economist and political philosopher. James Mill, he was a person from Europe, exactly from Scotland. England, Ireland, and Scotland. These are the 3 states together. They will call as United Kingdom in Europe. United Kingdom. So Scotland is a neighboring state for England. So Scottish, like how we are going to call Indians. So people from Scotland, we used to address Scottish. So James Mill, he was from Scotland. He came to India to study about Indian political system, about geography, and about social system. So he was an economist and political philosopher. So he wrote a book on India. So in 3 volumes. So one is, and he periodized, and means he categorized Indian history into Hinduism, Muslim, and the British on the basis of rule. On the basis of the rule, James Mill categorized Indian history in like Hindu, Muslim, and the British on the basis of the rulers. For example, so this is ancient Indian history. So like how you have learnt in 6th standard. So there was almost rulers from Hinduism only. So there was no any invade from Central Asia by the Muslim rule. So in 7th standard, you have learnt about the medieval Indian history. So you have learnt about the Muhammad Ghazni. He will invade India, and the Delhi Sultans, Qutbuddin Aibak. So he was the founder of, he led foundation for Muslim rule in India. After that, after the decline of Muslim rule, means the Delhi Sultans, the Mughal will rule. The early Mughals, later Mughals, the last Mughals. So like this, the Muslim rule will continue in India. So after the decline of Mughal rule, the Muslim rule in India, the British, they will arrive, the arrival of Europeans. So like this, Indian history is divided. James Mill divided Indian history into Hinduism, Muslims, and the British. Okay, students, I think this much is enough for today. Next class we will continue the same topic, history. Just read the new textbook up to page number 3, from the beginning up to page number 3. Just underline important points. If you have any problems and doubts, please contact us. Thank you.